So this is Chippy with carrypack.com. We're here with Viliv, and we've got the X10 Android here. You might have seen this on a few videos around at Computex. 10-inch screen, 1366 by 768. This one's actually running Android 2.1, but Viliv say that they can get 2.2 on this before they launch it, and they're looking to launch this maybe in the Q4 time frame of this year. Let's just quickly go around the device. So it's actually pretty thin. I think it's probably looking like about 15, 16, no, maybe a bit more, 17 millimeters thick. We've got some I/O ports on the side here. Behind this, which this is a sample device, by the way. This is just a prototype to show to potential customers at Computex. So USB, there's an I/O port which would be potentially HDMI, and a micro SD card slot there. There's a couple of buttons here. This one's actually used for back and volume up and down at the moment. So these again prototype format buttons. There's a headphone I/O out there, power button on the top left. On the left hand side there's nothing there, and then there's a DC in at the bottom, which could potentially go into a very simple docking cradle that Viliv are thinking about here. So it's around 600 to 700 grams in weight. As I said, 10-inch screen, capacitive, potentially multi-touch. That would depend on the final software and device driver build. On the back there, no accessible battery, but there's a camera, couple of speaker ports, and this has about a 30 watt hour, sorry no, I think a 20, we talk about 25 watt hour battery, so you're looking at 10 hours battery life on this with Android. It's got a Samsung 1 GHz Cortex A8 based or similar to a Cortex A8 based processor in it, so actually the performance should be pretty good. Now I've had a little bit of a play around with it. I just want to show you one application which is actually quite cool. This is Thunder, which is a nice game, a racing game on the Android platform. So let's go into this and we'll play it. And they've got G-Sensor enabled on this as well. So let's have a little quick look at this. Oh, I have to actually enable the G-Sensor. Yeah. Okay, here we go. The G-Sensors are enabled, and this is a really cool experience. So very quickly, one more little demo. This is Aldico, the book reader, and of course that's working pretty well there with the backlight. Even on the Aldico application is it's working as well. And there you go. There's a demo of the auto rotation, so that's included. So I've spoken to Viliv about Google applications as well, that being fairly important for a product of this type. Google Marketplace, contacts, email sync. It's not on this build at the moment, but Viliv say they are working with Google on that, so there's a potential for this to be coming with Android Marketplace at a later date. Let's have a quick look at the browser. There's not fantastic internet capability here, but I've done some tests and the browsing looks fairly swift. In this demo version we've got some problems to actually get that working, but we had some demos earlier and it looked pretty good. So all in all, I think quite an interesting product, very nice design, of course, classic Viliv, good quality construction, good quality materials, capacitive touch. As long as they get the Google Marketplace in here, this could be a very interesting product, especially with the potential for HDMI out and using the Viliv experience with codecs that they have on their other Android products. It could be interesting. So we'll have to look to the Q4 time frame to see this in the market, and we'll definitely be following this one pretty closely. This is Chippy from carrypad.com at Computex 2010 with the Viliv X10 Android.